What's up,
guys? How's it going, man? Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Tuesday.
freaking Monday 2.0.
Yeah, as usual. Boy,
Is that Scully?
I spent all day staring at a computer screen, and I thought, you know what I want to do today? I want to sit here with you guys on a computer screen and drink some scotch.
There you go. Makes everything better.
That's right.
Nice.
Oh, right out of the gate.
Pompano.
Probably going after Pikeminnow. I'm going to be going after bluegills.
Sweet. I was supposed to go fishing yesterday, but my buddy got food poisoning, so we couldn't go. So,
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's
all right. Got to melt some lead and make some weight, so I'm happy. Well, not as happy if I got to go fishing, but
yeah, it's nasty weather here all weekend. We had light rain off and on, and windy, breezy all day, and yeah, got some things done around the house. Replaced the cables and pulleys on the garage door. You ever done that? That was fun.
Yeah, that's a fun job. What's up?
What's up, Janet? Made Janet happy since she's the one that actually parks in the garage.
Ah, okay.
You know, the key to a happy life is not just a saying.
True, very true.
For sure.
I have never done one of those garage door deals. This weekend, let me see. I don't even remember. My dad had surgery on his shoulder.
Ooh.
So that puts him in that unique spot. Like, as a guy, you'll totally be able to relate to this, to where he's bowed up. He had surgery. He refuses to take pain meds and everything, which is absolutely comical. So he can't do anything. He's bowed up for like 8 months. He can't do anything. Except that now he's doing everything. It's like, now that he can't do anything, now is when he's like I went over to mow their yard and he's out there cutting branches out of the trees. I'm like, dude, this is the whole reason I drove out here. He's like, oh, I know, I gotta do something. He's sitting there with his arm in a cast in the saw. Body saw on the branches off the tree.
Ridiculous. Ben, I agree, brother. Me and Joel went down there to fish. I think Joel's bad luck because the weather was shit-tie. I mean, shit-tie. We had fished the jetties for a little bit the first day. There were a couple fish caught, but not many. Water just nasty. And then we went down on the beach and fished, and a couple whitings, hardhead. And the next day we did some inshore shoreline stuff and really didn't find the fish. It was just it's still get to go down there and be out there. I still dug it, but
yeah,
I wish I could go down there one weekend where the weather's nice.
So I thought Joel caught a few fish on video. You did. You probably didn't show all of his fish, but
actually, what you didn't see is me handing him the rod before I started videoing.
You had to bait the hook
letting
for
him catch my fish.
Oh, okay.
That's my story, and he's not here to argue.
Exactly, he can't defend himself.
Man, Mark J's in the house.
Yeah, Wild Game.
Hey, what's up, man? Wild Game, good to see you.
Wild Game.
A friend of ours, she actually had shot one with a crossbow last Sunday, and I went to help her look for it Monday morning.
Nice. Find it, I'm assuming?
No. We talked about it a little bit last week, and nothing new, really. She found her bolt that evening in the dark, but they couldn't find any blood. We went over there Monday morning, and we looked. I found some blood. I actually trailed it to the edge of the bean field, and I put out a little short video on that. I think that's probably what he saw. And her and her husband went back either that evening or Tuesday and looked some more. And she said they were actually harvesting the beans. So I thought the beans were a little green still, but she told Janet that they were harvesting them. I think that was yesterday, actually. So I don't know. No, I'm waiting until November. I mean, it's October. It's been hot. It actually has cooled down. We've had some 40s for the lows. Been some good mornings.
Yeah, here has been.
But
this is winter.
48 this morning.
76 right now.
Yeah, but by Friday we'll be back in the 90s. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're in the 90s again.
Yeah,
Just in time for some beach time.
I've been loving the 70s. I wish it would stay around for a little bit.
Yeah, it's showing 67 here. It's been waiting for the rut. Exactly, Farmall. Them bucks will be on their feet in November. All the deer we've got on our walls have been killed in November. I used to, when I was young and wanted to go fight the heat and the mosquitoes, I would go in October quite a bit. I really always wanted to kill a buck on October. I used to go on October before my son was born, and then after he quit trick-or-treating. You know, that's been 10 years ago or longer. I used to go on Halloween hoping to get that Halloween buck, but just hadn't happened.
Halloween buck.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody local that killed. We had youth season was last weekend, and I didn't see anybody local. Any nice bucks killed youth weekend.
You know, I would love to. We need to do a contest or something like that. I want to see all the kids, like first bucks, all the, all of that.
Yeah.
Need more emphasis on that. That makes my day seeing that. I remember, like, some of my best memories as a kid when we were growing up out in Papalote. We were in the middle of nowhere, and we got to go hog hunting. Like, nobody owned the land across the street. We were in the middle of nowhere, and we got to just walk across the street and go hunt hogs and stuff. And never did deer because everybody was hunting deer around there. We weren't gonna like take something that everybody was kind of targeting. We just wanted meat. And man, those are some of like the coolest memories of my life. Going back up in there shooting those guys and then like having to drag them out. He used to set traps back there.
Team Farmall, he posted a picture of a buck on I think his community tab, TikTok. It was a pretty nice buck.
Nice. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Need to join that Discord, Farmall, posting pictures in there so we can get you on the Wall of Fame.
Man, Farmall, I'd like to talk to you about maybe hopping on for a Discord live stream if that's something that you could be convinced to do.
Yep.
Or here, whatever. I'm not picky. Just want to chat.
We did have a little excitement yesterday around lunchtime. There was a high-speed chase through town. I posted a little short last night of it off from our camera, and heck, I got over 2,000 views. That's my most viewed short now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, took it down because of a dead animal. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, I was just looking for it. That's okay. Here we go. Regardless of whether or not it got taken down, we got this. We can enjoy equally as much. I'm going to pull it up real quick
here. Okay.
I'm buying it. Is anybody else on the same page with that? Sorry, Farmall, I got to pull this up because I thought it was hilarious. Good shout out. I'm seeing it. John, you don't look interested. You look
like what the hell is this about? You're talking about a deer, and all of a sudden we got a tractor. And,
he didn't have the deer. So what we were looking at is the. This is a random like spot on his community page because I was like digging through it. And I saw that, just laughed. He's saying Princess Leia, like the tractor looks like Princess Leia. The tires and the bun. Am I the only one? Is there nobody in the chat that can back me up on this? Please, come on now.
Which one you rather go home with, that tractor or Princess Leia? You think they look the same? I don't know. Oh man, I don't even remember what I did this weekend. A lot of football watching. Went to a high school game Saturday night. Other than that, I didn't do a lot this weekend. Little honeydews around here. Tried to work on a project for my daughter and got to order more stuff to get that done. So that's on the back burner now.
Yeah, we missed you last week.
Yep. I'm here now, though.
Hey, Wild Game, there should be a link in the description of the video here. I'll tell you what, you know what? Just give me 1 second here. I'll pull one up for you just in case that one doesn't work. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, there is one at the bottom in the description, but yeah.
There you go. I'll push one right now. Make it easy. So, Savannah. Okay, so oh man, this drives me up a wall. It's unfortunate. She got into volleyball.
Got into volleyball? Good.
She loves it. Like, she is totally into volleyball.
Good.
She made the B team. This is the first year, 7th grade. So she was on the B team. And man, none of the other schools in the area had a B team. Skidmore, the school that she goes to, is like volleyball is their thing. They're like state champion volleyball team. So there's a lot of heavy competition on that, and they all play like travel team and stuff like that. She hasn't done that, so she's playing catch up. She does a good job. And her 7th grade team just beat the 8th grade team. So that was freaking awesome. Cool seeing it. But it was the last game of the year. She only got 2 games this year. It was the last one the other day. She killed it. The other one, I was in Dallas, so I didn't make that game, and so I was stoked to be able to see that game. But yeah, she's tearing it up, and you can expect me to be flooding the community feed on our YouTube channel with like pictures and videos of her tearing it up in the very near future.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think anymore your kid has to play travel to stay on a team. If there's any competition in school at all, it doesn't matter what sport, you got to travel too. Get that extra in. If not, you got to have a great work ethic at home.
You're absolutely right about that.
My wife was just telling me about her coworker who's been paying thousands of dollars for her daughter to be on this volleyball. Was it volleyball? Volleyball or basketball? You know, and then she tries out at the high school and doesn't make the team. I'm like, that's when I'd sit down and say, look, that's not your sport. We're not going to keep spending all that money on that. We're going to have to find something else, you know. I'll buy you a tuba or something.
I was expecting the inspirational, like, this is when you got to dig deep.
No.
This is when you really got to, like, this is where you separate the men from the boys kind of speech, and you're just like.
No, it's not your sport. Then we found out she had told her mom a couple weeks before that she didn't even want to play. So why keep spending that money on something like that if the kid don't want to be in it? That's my thing.
Yeah.
I like it back in our day. We didn't spend money on shit. You played like YFL, Young American Football League, played Little League football, and it would cost my mom maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 bucks. And then high school, I don't remember having to pay nothing to play sports in high school. We didn't have all these specialty leagues and stuff you could go play in. I'm like, God, I thought some of these people like Wayne in Florida, his son's big into baseball and he's good.
Yeah.
But even those special teams, I'm like, God, that's got to cost an arm and a leg.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we did it with basketball, the travel ball in high school, and summertime you travel anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. Heck, one tournament was 6 hours away. We didn't go. He rode with a friend, but
man,
he got a scholarship out of it. But
that's just it. That was my point. At a certain point, you gotta make the grade or cut bait. You gotta maybe move on to something that's a little more your speed, whatever that is in life.
Yeah. He actually they had a tournament this past 2 weekends, and he hadn't played because his knee still bothered him a little bit. So we're hoping he can get that worked out.
Yeah. When does the season start for them?
The actual season is like November 1st, I believe.
Okay.
So I think he goes back to the doctor November 3rd, goes back to the surgeon. So he'll miss the first actual season game.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say get him into hunting and fishing, but that can get pretty expensive too.
Yeah. He grew out of that quick. Kill that first deer, catch that first fish, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
He'll grow back into it. Let him do sports and all the college stuff, and then when life starts to set in, that's going to be the escape.
Yeah.
I was like that. I got out of high school, dude. I didn't want to fish. I didn't care about fishing. I wanted to go surfing. I wanted to go to bars and concerts and, go do the most amazing things in the world. And back surgery and a couple other surgeries later, and family and, everything else is like, I just want to go catch some whiting.
Yeah.
Bluegills make my day.
Man, I was the opposite. I wanted to fish and hunt all I could all the time when I was a teenager. Then I joined the Army, and of course you move around in the Army so much, it's hard to, here's a new place. Oh, how do you hunt here? And you know what I mean? And then Germany, it was like, I don't even know if I can hunt or fish there. So got back here, I think, since we've been here in Texas 23 years, is when I really got deeper into fishing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that link in the description, it doesn't work for the Discord.
Oh, dang it. I'll fix that. I'll replace it. It's an old template that I use for that description. I need to get it updated. I think it still says Tuesday or Mondays on it too, actually.
Yeah, the one you put in the chat, it does work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so anybody who is interested, we do have the link in the chat here for that whole Discord server. Come join us. Have some fun.
Absolutely. Fall in, receive the report. Oh, I yesterday I was looking at the calendar. I'm like, man, it's the middle of November or middle of October. January, like the 3rd of January, I'll have 1 year left in this job before I retire.
Wow.
So I basically got 14 and a half months and I'm done.
Nice.
I can't wait.
We need to every week do a celebratory countdown, like mark something to check a week off of your list.
I've got on my phone, you probably won't be able to see it on the camera, but it's called Final Countdown. And it's down to you can't just read that, but it's down to the minute. It has 442 days, 23 hours, 11 minutes, and 45, 44, 43. It's counting all the way down to the seconds on that. So, yeah, pretty excited about that mess.
Oh, okay. You see that question from Ben? I don't know. That's a funny one, Ben.
Question for you too, and Surf boat sponsor. Do you speak to each on your ad type and delivery? Oh, the boots. No, actually, well, I mean, we both knew that each of us had got a pair of boots to review, but yeah, we didn't even talk about it till afterwards. I saw him comment on mine, and then his popped up in my feed, and I watched his. And, we did talk after because the folks who sent the boots, we were dealing with two different people, and the people I dealt with were pretty good. They came back a day or two ago, hey, how about some pictures and that stuff? I was like, okay, and I sent them some pictures. But apparently the person that Stanley was dealing with was a little more not up front about everything they wanted until after, and then start asking for more and more, right, Stanley?
Yeah, and so on mine, man. Yeah, so basically, I don't even care. I'm just going to say it. So what happened on mine was they presented the whole deal for the boot, and this is we get a lot of these offers. Like, they're all over the place. Probably get 3 or 4 of them a month, and half the time it's like, no, I don't want to review your iPhone case. I have an Android. So, that's how that goes. I needed a pair of deck boots. So I was like, dude, yeah, I want a pair of deck boots. This is cool. I'll do that for sure. He's just like, we need a video. There was no communication about it. So he sent it to me. And then he started that after he sent it to me. That's when I got all of the information about like what he needs. Normally you don't get a whole lot. It's just like, we're going to put this thing out there and, give us a review on Amazon and you're good to go. That's how these normally go. But on this one, they wanted it in a specific time frame, which I had told him I was not able to do. I was on limited time because it takes forever to edit the videos now. They had like 3 or 4 rules that I have never had presented to me before. So a lot of this was my fault because I didn't ask questions that I knew I should be asking. I just thought I was going to handle it like I had in the past. And it ended up snowballing into being kind of a nightmare. Not a nightmare. It wasn't bad, but it was just like they expected more. I wasn't told that until afterwards, and then with that expectation, I was told, like, you know, hey, can I do some extra work for them? And I haven't written them back. I'm going to do the extra work. I'm going to do it because I want to be I want to be a good member of the community. I want to be somebody that's good to work with. But I had to take a day to step away from the whole conversation because it really got under my skin the way that they handled it. It was the rep that I got didn't handle it the same as the rep that John.
Yeah. Thank you, Iowa Fisherman.
Yeah, good seeing you, man. Appreciate you stopping by. So, and I don't mean like, I don't want to like bad talk them. I like the boots themselves. I'm not even, this is not a reflection of the product. It's not even a reflection of how they handle things. It was actually, what it was, I guess, was that it was more professional than how these deals kind of go, with the exception of the fact that I wasn't given all this information in advance, which should have happened.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was completely different from the drone people. As far as the drone people were really like, hey, this is what we want. We need you to be able to do this. We're going to review it. And then they review it and they're like, can you change this, this, and this? So that means I got to go back into my editing software, re-edit the project, and re-upload it all. So I'm like, well, you know, a $400 drone, I could do that work. So I did that for them. These people, I sent them, because they said they wanted to look at it first. So I sent it to them, and they came back and said, it looks great, and oh, what a spectacular creator you are, blah, blah, you know, just blowing smoke up my rear end. And please post it. And I was like, all right. So we posted it.
Yeah. Yeah, about the time right before you went actually stepped on the wet rocks, I was like, oh, John, you need to go step on the wet rocks. As soon as I thought that, you did it.
Yep. You like that little scene where I'm walking up towards the camera and just passing it? A busy jetty, a bunch of people around. Here I am setting my camera down on the ground so I can get that one scene where I'm just, it's the shoes walking towards it and past it. That's probably the only shot that I really thought about.
Yeah, that was a good little shot. It added value to the video.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it would.
So, yeah, I'm curious, like, Ben, why you asked, was there something like, we did actually talk about combining the video, like tying them together and talking about it. And we were both kind of under a little bit of a crunch where we didn't make that happen. Probably to the best of our abilities. But curious, did you get an offer for like deck boots or something?
Right.
I agree, Mark.
Same here. If it aligns with what I do, like I don't mind. A lot of YouTubers complain, like a lot of the guys that I talk to in that whole sphere, they complain like the product is not payment. I hear that. I've heard that probably 3 or 4 times today, where it's like, you know, if you are willing to sport their product in a video or something, that's cool, do your thing, but you're not being paid for your time. And I mean, yeah, if you're asking me to review your iPhone case, it's like, that doesn't align with me or anything. There's absolutely no point in doing that. But that even said, like deck boots or like the whole Pikeminnow rod holder, I may be doing that one here. I got an email. I haven't decided if I want to go through it or whatever. But you know, I've worked with Pikeminnow in the past. They're you know, what they offer is a decent product for a good price.
Yeah,
I have no problems like being a member of that community.
I reviewed their collapsible fishing rod. I like that sucker.
Yep. Yeah. Same here. We took Savvy got our first redfish on a Pikeminnow rod that they provided for us, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't do YouTube much, but if I ever did a sponsor ad, it'd be for Aqua. I wish we could select our sponsors. We're about to be on my 3rd camera. Yes. Oh, you're speaking my language, Ben.
If you're on your 3rd camera, is that a good ad or a bad ad?
Right.
I'm just saying.
It's definitely their demographic, because they want people who are going to buy their 3rd camera for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, look at GoPro. Shit. I had an original. I had a 3 Plus. I still have that. I have a 4. I had a 5, which was crap. I had a 9, and I just recently got an 11. So I'm GoPro'd up. Still haven't got a 360. I just can't motivate myself enough to spend that money.
Maybe ask for it for Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, I might have to. I don't know. I always think of other fishing gear I want for the boat before I do that. Oh, I do have a little bit of news on the boat. I haven't shared yet. So I talked to the boat guy on yesterday, and he said they'd gotten in the parts that they had ordered for it, and they would start installing today. So
nice.
That's good. I still don't have how long is that going to take, but at least I know they're working on it now. So
things are moving.
Yep, exactly. I did give them a pretty good list of stuff to do. So,
and then when it's all said and done, you need to do a product review video of their services.
Oh yeah, and he's also a fishing guide too. He's a mobile mechanic and a fishing guide.
That is so valuable.
Yeah. So he knows boats. He's makes his livelihood on boats, either working on them or fishing on them. He's a water guy.
Is he good? Does he do offshore or bang?
I don't know what he guides, to be honest with you. I didn't ask. I didn't know until we got down there. I took the boat down and I talked to him.
I guess I get excited hearing that, but at the same time, South Texas, around Corpus Christi, everyone's a guide.
Oh yeah.
My cat over here is a guide.
So John's going to be in 14 months.
Yeah. You're already missing trips now because of the alcoholic being down.
I'm not going to be a guide ever. You got to go look. I'm not going through all that.
Well, officially, unofficially, a guide.
Everyone's a guide. If you got a boat, you're a guide. It all comes down to
how legally that works. But all that Coast Guard license, I actually have looked into it. It's several $100s to go through the classes to get your 6-pack license.
Yeah, it's like $1,000.
Do it just to have the knowledge, but I'm not sure it's worth it. Before I do that, I've got to do the FAA drone pilot license. So I'm looking into courses for that, not because they really help you study for exactly what's on the test. It's not just read all these books and try to figure it out. So, because then you have to go somewhere and actually have a proctored test. So I'm going to do that first because, don't tell anybody, but you're supposed to do that if you make money using your drone.
True story.
True story.
There's loopholes. There are loopholes to that rule, but yeah, you're right. They're weird on drone rules.
Government's got to have their share.
Yep.
The FAA's got a new thing. It was supposed to have been out already, but they delayed it till right now, I think till March, where the drone has to have this thing on it to where they can identify it, its location and all this information on it. A lot of the drones out there already have it. Some of the DJIs, that new one I just got, already has it. But if you have an older drone that doesn't have it, a couple $100, you get to buy this little piece that you have to mount on your drone so that they can track your drone.
Speaking of
it's drones, unfortunate that I despise my drone. I know it doesn't have that on there.
Did you guys see the TikTok live I sent you guys the other night? The guy was using a drone to drop his bait.
When I opened it, it said the stream was over, so it didn't show anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That would be cool.
I've been considering that one. If I was going to invest in a drone, dual purpose like that would be pretty cool. Talk to a couple people about going in, halvesies on one. That would be valuable to be able to drop off shark baits.
What's up, Peter?
What's up, Peter?
Good to see you, man. Which one? I can't tell the story here. If anybody who's interested could check out Pete Orchard Studios on Twitter and play catch up that way, because I'm not going to get into it here. But Peter experienced, I don't even know he got called out, or he was involved in a thing with a pretty big sized creator. And it was hilarious seeing that happen.
We got a shout out, not call.
Not a shout out. He got, he almost he actually weared himself really well, but he was in the middle of a situation to where some creators were basically, some big time creators were pissed off about some stuff that Peter and 4 others did. Now, they weren't mad at Peter. They actually commented on Peter. They were hot about this situation. Yeah, man, I want to drop names so bad, but I'm not going to. You can catch up on his Twitter stuff, but it was freaking hilarious seeing all that go down. Peter came out smelling like a rose. The rest of it was an interesting debacle.
Stop it, Peter. Quit picking on people.
Did he gain?
Yeah, he rode the PR wave off the whole thing.
I say, did he gain some followers off of it?
Not one.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Right? Or did you get like one or two?
You should have got some.
Or I don't know what he got on like social media. Like the YouTube channel didn't pick up, I don't think. But social media might have got
probably
something.
Twitter probably did.
Mm.
Usually if
Funny
I see anything
stuff.
from Peter, the first thing I see is stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter right now.
I got to get a new Twitter, I guess.
You're not on Twitter?
No, I got hacked and somebody spammed 1 million comments or posts or whatever, and they banned me.
Just use a new email address and get a new Twitter.
You're missing out on drama, man. You're missing out on mental health issues.
You know what, though? I'll be honest. Anymore, with our news media the way it is, if something's going on, I'll go to Twitter first to look for news on Hamas and all this kind of stuff and get the details of what's going on instead of trying to listen to one of our news outlets put their spin on what they want you to know about what's going on type stuff.
Yeah. We go to TikTok usually.
Yeah. TikTok usually is a little bit delayed compared to Twitter. I mean, if it happened right now, it'd be on Twitter in a minute from now. You know what I mean?
Right. I got you. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of news, we got some news to be talking about here.
Yeah, we do.
So, a fun little conversation. And there's a little bit that's like rolled up in this whole thing, but basically, an angler, actually multiple anglers, but one in particular, because of a bounty program in the Columbia River, managed to earn over $100,000 in 2023. I believe it's this year so far. 2023. Okay, the season is over, but in 2023, gentlemen earned over $100,000 fishing for fish that they do not want in the river, basically.
Man, I don't know a lot of tournament anglers that don't get that kind of money.
Yeah. It's the highest paying, it's one of the highest paying jobs for fishermen in like the country. That's not a job or something like that. It has some kind of weird record like that. Dude.
Fishing Family Network, how you doing?
Long time no see, man. How have you been?
That's been a while.
Cheers to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it has.
Just seeing you here, I want to talk to you after the stream here. I want to chat. I want to see what you're up to, man. Need to play catch up. So yeah, and this is just the one angler who got over $100,000. The record was actually $120,000 back in 2016 that people have had a hard time beating. Every year, consistently, there are people catching over $100,000 worth of these fish that they have to report, and they have to do this whole process thing that they're doing. Several guys got like $95,000, $97,000. There was like a lot of people that are into this. These guys are catching like 10,000 fish. The deal that makes this newsworthy, aside from them making a lot of money, is that they are catching every one of them is catching like 10,000 of these fish, of these pikeminnow. And here's where it gets like, if you're going to throw a controversial angle into the whole thing, this is not an invasive species.
Right.
This is a species that lives in the Colorado,
Columbia River, I think.
Columbia River Basin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. If it's a fish that belongs there, right? It's a native species. But the problem is it eats up all the roe from the salmon. And I guess salmon is more prized or valuable, right, to them. So they want to have more salmon. So they're like, hey, come kill all these pikeminnow. But yeah, I understand if it's an invasive like lionfish and stuff like that. Yeah, kill all of them. But I mean, they shouldn't wipe out a species just because they like a different fish better.
And part of it too, like part of the issue with it that the reason why it's an issue, because I support this. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome these guys are making this money on it. But part of the reason why it's an issue is because people who are against this whole bounty program like to cite the fact that so they have the river dammed up a lot, and the problem that arises is that damming up the river is the reason why there's so many pikeminnow that are eating all of the
salmon roe,
game fish that everybody wants, the salmon, trout, and everything. So that's the reason that there's issues with them. People are saying like you're putting a bounty program and you're killing off the pikeminnow, but the real issue is the dams. You're just putting a band-aid on the real issue.
That's true. I know some of those dams, they put a thing in them that allow fish to get up, but yeah, that probably is the biggest issue. I know they've had a real problem for the last couple of years. There's been reports of no season for certain salmon up in Washington State because the numbers are so low. It's like, dang. Throw another controversy on top of it. Native Americans up there can take all they want in any means they want, using nets, gill net, all that. And so, it's tradition to them, but we're in the 20 century? I don't know. There's a lot of sides you go on that stuff.
And another one to add to that, another issue with that, because there are issues with damming up the rivers. You can argue either side of it, but there are issues with damming up these rivers. One that is a unique and also a different whole other thing. It involves the Colorado River. It ends down in Mexico, down in around, I want to say down around, it's some town down by Tijuana, right by the border there. And it might be in California that it ends, right by Mexico. Anyway, regardless. So there's this little town. It's a farming community that they do their farming based around the end of this river, which now no longer exists because people have dammed it up to the point that they're taking so much water out of the system that the end of the line is no longer supporting this little farming village. Now, on the one hand, it's like there probably needs to be some rules regarding who is allowed, or the rules that they have are dumb, basically, regarding who gets what amount of water. But on the other side of the coin, what the hell is a farming community out in the middle of the desert doing, trying to live off a river that doesn't exist anymore?
Well, back then the river did exist, there's so many, it's controversial. It's a hard argument because you got to feel for the folks. But we're damming up rivers and then we're having droughts like we do here in Texas, California, all of those, right? In the Southwest. And so the lakes that we made by damming up these rivers are going dry. So we don't want to release more water from these lakes to give water downstream for the people who use the river. So Choke Canyon, just south of San Antonio, a couple hours. You know where Choke is, Stanley. It was one of the best bass fishing lakes in the country, not just in Texas. But they built it in a bad area. It has a bad watershed, so it doesn't fill very well. And it was built to keep Corpus Christi Lake down at Mathis full because that's a drinking water source for Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
So they'll still open the dam, but now you got all these fishermen. Oh my God, you're ruining the lake. Well, it wasn't built for fishermen to fish it. It was built, it had a purpose. And so it's like 26-foot low right now, I think. Meanwhile, Corpus Christi Lake is like 3 feet low. And so I don't know what's the right or wrong, and it just sucks for a recreational fisherman, right? But you got to understand that's somebody's drinking water source, so maybe that's a little more important.
Right.
There it is, too. That don't look like a minnow to me.
Yeah, that's a big damn minnow. That's the one that they're catching, this pike minnow they're getting out of there.
That's a lot of fun. It just don't taste good to eat or something?
I think they're just eating up all the salmon. People catch them, but I think they catch them like, what is that you guys got up there, Grant? The suckers.
Yeah. Up north you're talking about?
Carp.
Oh, it's carp.
Carp. Asian carp. That's our big suckers. But they are invasive.
Not a lot of people eat carp. I know a few people, but not a lot.
I'm going to try it once.
Sucker, I know a lot of people eat sucker. We used to, a certain time of year, they'll run in the river Rifle River through Omer, which is even smaller than Au Gres. You guys drove through Omar to get to Au Gres. And they use these giant dip nets on the bank of the river. They just drop them in, and then after a while, you lift the huge drip net up, and it'll be full of fish. You put it to the side, and they got their smokers going, and they just smoke them. Smoked sucker is really good. I think it was one of those things where, well, what can we do about this fish? And they're like, hey, they taste good smoked. Let people, dip them like that. So I'm just wondering, just like lionfish, right? Lionfish is a
lionfish is good eating. Like I think
that's
scary,
the thing.
But they're really good eating.
They're like, we need to get rid of these lionfish, and then so I said, well, let these fishermen know that they taste good. And that was now more people are catching them and keeping them to eat them. So I'm just
Shots
saying,
fired, man.
Pikeminnow tastes good. Put the word out to let people eat them. Maybe we won't have to pay people a bounty to catch them.
So Ben he puts up a really interesting argument with this one. Can we convince T-Paw to put a bounty on croaker since they eat spotted sea trout eggs?
Two things.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know if
Eddie John gonna preach it.
First, I don't know if croaker actually eat their eggs, but they might. Second thing, croaker are a great bait. And third thing, if they're big enough, they're good to eat too.
Yeah, they're good eating regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you get the big ones, you get a prize of catch.
Is there a limit on croaker?
I don't know if there is. It doesn't hardly matter.
Right now in my Texas Parks and Wildlife app.
Hey, Fishing Family Network. Let me see here real quick. Yes, sir. I got it. I'll be chatting you up here in just a minute. Thank you for stopping by, man. I look forward to talking to you in just a bit here.
No, there is no regulation on croaker.
That's hilarious because like it used to be, you'd be able to get those things, like you'd be able to get 2 or 3 pound croaker. Like they used to get fairly decent size, but the shrimpers are destroying them offshore right now, like they have been for decades.
Bycatch.
Yeah, we go out there when we're fishing behind when they're dumping all the bycatch, and there will be miles of croaker floating on the surface.
That sucks. I know one of the last times I was down there with Shay and Joel on the old red Mako. We were fishing and caught a couple fish. I'm like, man, that's a red, and then I'm like, that's a red with no spot. But they were like that big, and they're like, wait a minute. That's a freaking croaker. I had never seen one that big because I hadn't been fishing down there except for the last, 6 or 7 years now. And we threw them back. I was like, man, I bet those would be good. And then later I found out, they're really good.
Good luck getting them that size again.
Yeah.
That's like all the stories you hear about people getting, like big ass blue crabs.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, what was it? I seen Dar Sizzle and a few other people had the stone crab season open this weekend. I think it was Sunday, maybe.
I guess I didn't know they have them off the coast off in Texas, but I guess they do. I think we go fishing, right? Ben and them. I think they had a video or something on catching some stone crab. Stone crab claws are like super expensive if you want to buy some.
Yeah.
So kind of like a delicacy. I would love to find a place where you can catch some stone crab. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You can get them out of the jetty, but
they were in the Keys, somewhere in the Keys on the lake. Said they had soaked their traps for like 10 days.
Yeah, all the people I see catching stone crab is in Florida. That's why I didn't know if we had them here on our coast here.
Yeah. It was pretty neat. He just tears off the claw and throws it back in so it can regrow.
Yep.
We got them here. I get them on the jetty when we're snorkeling. I had one in the last snorkeling video.
I think I've seen that on your video. Yeah.
Yeah, they're there. But it's, I mean, how are you going to put a trap on the side of the jetty?
Yeah, everybody's going to snag it. Everybody's going to snag that.
You're going to have to get you a dip net to take underwater or something.
Yeah. Oh, just stout gloves. Get a pair of mechanics gloves.
There you go. Scully gets some.
Yeah. I've always been preferential to blue crab myself, though. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to target blue crab.
I'll be honest, man. I didn't really get eating blue crab until I got here, and I was like, Well, I'm comparing it to Dungeness and Alaskan king crab. And
yeah, it's not the same as that.
Just like spiny lobster compared to lobster up in Maine.
But there's something to be said.
Good.
There's something to be said, like all of this stuff that we do. There's something to be said, like the most magical night for my birthday. If I wanted like the best day of the year, I would want to be out on Padre Island with 0 wind on a 78-degree day with 20-foot visibility. I want to catch a big damn fish. I don't care what it is. I want to catch a big damn fish in one cast, and then I want to collect a bunch of blue crabs out in the water, and I want to cook that around a bonfire with my friends and family. You know, like to me, that's the perfect day. It'd be amazing if that was snow crab, but just the fact that we're able to harvest all that and we're able to celebrate a feast, you know, of stuff that we did there with a fire that we built and fish that we caught and the blue crab. To me, that's just like that's what heaven is. When I die, if I can make it to heaven, that's what it's going to look like.
That's cool. So, you know what? I will go way, way back in the time machine. When I was a young man, we're in the Army, right? I went to 82nd Airborne, and we went down to Florida. It used to be the Rangers jungle phase training for Ranger students was in Florida. I mean, brutal training. But we got to go down there and aggress them. So we're the ones they have to fight and all that. And at one point, they put us on this little island, and they gave one of our guys this weird uniform. And they're like, okay, they're going to come up, you know, those little boats you see them riding around on, the little rubber boats, right? They're going to come up at midnight, and they're going to try to rescue this person in this uniform from y'all. We're like, okay, cool. Well, they dropped us there at noon, and we had till midnight before they were coming. So we put on PTs, and we were out in the water, and some of them found a crab and threw it up on the shore. Next thing you know, we're all in there throwing crabs up on the shore, blue crab. And then we got an ammo can, dumped it out. It's blanks, right? But we dumped it out, made a fire, put some water in it, put the crabs in the ammo can, cooked them up and ate them. And it was just freaking awesome. Just we're just hanging out, eating crab. We're like, man, we're getting paid to do this. Right. That's one of those memories that stick.
That's so rad.
Yeah, they did catch a few spiny lobsters in those traps too. They had to throw them back.
Yeah, they got a season on them.
Right.
I seen Blue Gabe and a few others go down to the Bahamas to get spiny lobsters. Holy smokes, those suckers are big down there in the Bahamas. Wow.
We get them down in Cozumel, and I'm not going to make a video on that. I'm not going to push that whole thing, but man, like that's again magical experience.
Your spiny lobsters in Cozumel.
Yeah.
We went snorkeling in Cozumel. We found the shell of one. You know how they molt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guide picked it up and showed us the shell while we were snorkeling, but I never saw any down there, live ones. I'm sure they're there though.
Yeah, they're there. They're good at hiding, but they're there.
You better take a look at the pictures.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're running on time again here. We're good about doing that.
Oh,
we got a few to look at here. Bring it up here. So, of course, these are our photos of the week, courtesy of the premier fishing and hunting Discord server. For anybody who's interested, there is a link in the description below. Like Grant said earlier, it's not working right now, but that's okay. I'm going to have it updated by the time you get to look at it, so you can check it out. You can always do a search for Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server too. We are the quickly becoming the best Discord hunting and outdoors and fishing Discord server out there. We're going to be there soon. So anyway, first off, we're going to start off with Beano, just the $1 million view. Just getting outdoors, and of course, this is what we're all celebrating. This is all what we all want to do. So there's you know, you can never go wrong with this. Kudos to you, sir, for getting some fresh air. Oh, Vestuvian.
Swamp lizard.
Check that guy out. We had a long discussion about this. This ended up, this picture resulted in a long discussion about how you go about turning that into dinner. A lot of guys had a lot of unique ideas on how to do that, and the tackle required for it and everything. It was a fun discussion. Anybody who wasn't there missed out, because we enjoyed this one. This dude gets to play it out another season though.
Very cool.
In addition to that, so we got some like these guys right here. So on the right, we got Wild Japan. He's got a mantis selfie.
Yeah, mantis.
And then Bestuvian, I haven't heard the follow-up to this yet, but he put a mustache on his company truck, and we're all waiting to hear how that turns out.
Oh, his company uses Fords. Poor guy.
That's why I got a mustache.
Oh, that ain't from here. Oh, Wild Japan, of course.
Wild Japan.
Mm-hmm. Got some carp. Got that weird ass catfish.
Yeah, I forget the name of that catfish. I wish he was here to talk about it. He entered that. That was his entry in a YouTube contest that he's doing. I don't know where he's at on that. Wild Japan, if you see this after the fact, we're all curious to see like how you're doing on that.
Yeah, we missed him a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah, and if there's a YouTube contest going on, whoever's throwing that contest needs to let us know. We'll help share that out there, man. We'll help get you some entrants. Maybe one of us will jump in and catch a saltwater fish that's completely too unfair for that contest. You never know.
Nice striper.
AZ. I just love striper. I think that is just like one of the epitomal fish.
Yeah, that's good looking.
That's just a gorgeous picture. All the way around. AZ, kudos to you.
That looks like a sucker right there on the left. Maybe it's a carp.
I don't even know. How do you...
It's a carp. It's a skinny one.
Yeah, I think it is carp.
Is that a carp? I can't tell the difference. I don't know.
It's really skinny.
It's not a catfish. I thought it was a catfish at first, but
for me, the mouth is even more down angled on the sucker versus a carp.
Yeah.
Like it's like straight down.
Okay.
That's a big bass.
Good bass.
Nice.
Yep. Somebody doing some fly fishing.
Rolf getting out there. Pretty spot, too.
Fall colors. You can see the leaves in the water there in front of them.
Right, in that clear water. I love that. Rolf, good luck to you, man. The rest of you guys, AZ, Eagle, X-Gull, however you pronounce your name, keep doing what you're doing.
Ooh. What the hey?
It's meat.
So check, you know what that is?
One
in the
of
top
those
right
I
corner?
don't recognize. Huh?
In the top right corner, you know what that is?
No.
I think that's a largemouth bass. It's just
no,
a
that
weird
is
photo.
not.
It's the biggest damn juvenile largemouth bass you ever
No,
seen.
look how round the fins are, and then compare it to any other bass you're looking at.
Is it?
Yes, fins. The fins are too far. It's got an extra set of fins, actually.
Yeah, it does. On the belly.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even see that. So that's
I don't know what that is.
that's weird, actually. Now
Yeah.
you say that.
It is weird.
That's like an AI generated image of a fish.
There you go.
Poorly generated.
Jaguar, we're gonna need more input on this, dude. What did you catch? What is that thing that you found? What
Well, and look at
lake
it.
are you fishing out of?
Is that big red his picture too? Maybe
That's it. That's him too. Yeah,
That is a big bull red.
that is a big damn red.
Somebody got a nice.
He's a little bitty guy, and I can say that because he's not here to defend himself.
That's messed up. A nice perch up there on top left, and a couple more bass. We got a mix of salt and freshwater there.
Yeah, good little mix of catches right there.
Yep.
Gunpoint, who was here a little while ago, he's starting a new YouTube channel. We'll talk with him a little bit more when he gets that whole thing going because I love the work that he does. He's always got a ton of fishing pictures. The fact that he only has 2 this week blows my freaking mind, but still keep up the work that you're doing, man. He's probably out fishing right now.
Somebody got their crossbow out there.
Farmer Darby didn't have a blind, so just hung their jacket up.
Whatever works.
Mm-hmm.
Be a little easier with the crossbow hunting off the ground.
Scully called that one a largemouth pikeminnow.
Mutant hybrid.
Mutant.
That's why they got the bounty program.
That's right. Ooh, money bag, yo.
Yeah. Oh, so check that out. You guys, like Grant, you were talking about that one that you went and tracked. This guy took a shot in the shoulder, and he had the arrow sticking at him for a couple of days. They found him on a trail cam like a couple of days later.
Is that mark high on the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad placement.
Yeah. What a high.
Yeah.
Man, what a difference 4 inches makes.
Yeah. Down and a little bit back, hit them lungs, or down further and hit that heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if maybe they're in a blind, elevated angles, that's got to be
definitely angles. Yeah, if that was straight broadside, same level off the ground, then it's just gonna go straight through.
Yeah, exactly. Again, man.
I like throwing that rod, but I'm going to say that he's hooked on the bottom and just took that picture of the lip pool.
That's funny you say that. That's not where I went with that. But I will say he did include the
graph
fish finder up there. Look at those marks. That's not bottom.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's not on the bottom.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what? He's got what I'm guessing is like $800 worth of foul weather gear in. I'm guessing that's an Everglades boat. He deserves to have a dramatic picture getting hooked on the bottom. That's
I agree.
$3,000
Very expensive rod and reel too.
Yeah.
No mercy was showing no mercy to them tuners, huh?
Yep. And actually, I think that's what this gentleman has here too. Just for the record on that, Brennan.
Yeah.
He was hooked into a tuna, and he wasn't able to land it. Apparently, it was the yellowfin. He's up in New York.
Dang.
Yeah. He says he catches a bunch of them. Wasn't too bummed about it. So I commend his attitude, his positivity.
Yeah. Catching a bunch of them would be nice.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! What is this?
No clue. I don't know where this dude is. I don't know what species of shark that is. That's a bluefish, so I'm guessing, and a striped bass. So I'm guessing this is Atlantic. But whatever that thing is on the left, I have no clue.
It looks like a ugly, big ugly.
We will be talking about that guy. We're going to do a live stream. We talked about this last week. We're going to do a live stream about the ugliest fish. So anybody who's interested in getting in that conversation, join Dino and the rest of us for collecting pictures of the ugliest fish.
There's an entry right there.
Yep, exactly. Next up, Blood of the Land got himself a couple good little redfish.
Little reds, yeah.
Kudos to you, sir. Keep doing what you're doing. That's a fun catch right there. And I'm wondering if he's getting that in fresh or salt water.
Oh, Grant, where you at?
Pretty wood ducks. Love them.
Beautiful.
Love them. The
one of them ain't a wood duck, is it?
We'll say that one with its head down kind of looks like a merganser.
Huh.
I think he said wood duck and geese is what he was getting.
Well, on the ground, maybe down there are geese, right?
Yeah.
Hard to tell. It looks like the body of one.
Yeah, the one with its head hanging down closest to us.
That's not wood duck.
No.
Hey, Wild Japan, man, we had questions for you just a minute ago.
Yeah, we were talking about you. You weren't here for us to talk about you.
It was some bad things, not going to lie.
No,
you
it
might
was
want to go back in on that one and refute everything.
Don't even go back and watch it. It was horrible.
All right. Now it is time, and I know we're running late. My apologies. We're going to make this quick, but we need to determine who is going to be added to the Photographer of the Week 2023 Wall of Fame. It's just getting bigger and bigger by the week. Who needs to get added to this, guys? Let us know in the chat right now. See who gets to join the club.
Too easy. I ain't seen one of them on the wall yet.
Yeah, you and I are on the same page with this one. Yeah. It's that time. It's that time to get some foul added there.
You know,
in my opinion.
That's the only duck I ever hunted.
Really?
Just because they were on the little drainage canal right behind the house certain time of the year.
Yeah.
When I was in Michigan.
Yeah, they're...
Mark, you got good taste too. Not going to argue with that one. It didn't end up on a plate. That's the problem for me.
Yeah. Nobody caught it. It just happened to be sitting there. So I can post pictures of stuff.
Oh,
I've
look
seen
at that. Everybody coming in. Grant, Scully, everybody jumping in on the Bastuvian wagon.
Wow.
He's at 4-3 right now.
They must like the Gators.
That's a pretty photo.
It is. It is. It's centered well. Got the whole gator in the picture. You can even see the growth that's on his head. Yeah. But the duck is pretty dang awesome, too.
True that.
Look at that. Peter throwing it up with the alligator. Bastuvian, I'm sorry to say, this is a surprising turn of events, in my opinion. I was not expecting. I mean, it's a cool shot. Don't get me wrong. An alligator can go on the wall like anybody else. It's a great shot. I was not expecting that.
Zane saying his pronghorn didn't make the show.
Oh, Zane, damn it. Oh, my God. I completely
Just hold it over
forgot
to next week.
DM.
Hold it over to next week. Write yourself a note.
Yeah.
Oh, Zane, I might just give you an honorary spot on that because it's not even fair, like adding the pronghorn to it, because the stuff that Zane gets is just sick, period.
That is
no,
true.
you know what? I'm
But
holding it hostage because I want my Salt Lake. No, what's it called? What's your group called again? I want the shirt with the hat.
That's piracy.
I forgot about that. I was holding it hostage is what I was doing.
Yeah, wood duck's beautiful, but it looks like the Gators run away with it, boys, and we are out of time.
Yeah, it is that time. Salt Lickers, Zane.
Wow.
I'm holding it hostage until I get my Salt Lickers shirt. Hey, man, I apologize. That's my fault. I just dropped the ball on that. Zane, I'll get it on there. We do need to show that because that is a sick picture. We'll give you a full slide on that, and we'll do the whole thing. But, yeah, that's the winner. Guys, hey, AZ, no mercy. Tigers fan, all of you guys, that's a fantastic week that y'all put up. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you sharing and participating in all of this. You guys all had a great week. Tigers fan, awesome shot. Absolutely deserves to be on the Wall of Fame as much as everybody else does here. Bastuvian, congratulations. You got yourself an excellent win, sir.
Excellent.
Come from behind.
Excellent.
All right,
Some
guys.
good photos.
I'm pulling up the thing now. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it. We are on that time. Go out and go do something amazing this weekend. We really appreciate having you here, and we look forward to seeing everything that you manage to pull off next Tuesday when we do this all over again. Gentlemen, y'all have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend.
Peace out.
Peace. Have a great week.